Although Fade may have tried to blackmail the entire Valorant Protocol, we were able to find out a ton of super cool lore about 18 other agents because of it. In this video, I'll be going over 9 of the dossiers that Fade wrote on each agent that was part of the Valorant Protocol at the time. The other 9 agents will be featured in the next video. Feel free to skip around to the agents you're interested in. If you don't know me, hello everyone, my name's Illumi and welcome back to another episode in this Valorant Lore series. If you'd like to help support my channel, drop a like and subscribe and let me know which agent's lore you found most interesting in this video. I appreciate it so much. Something you'll notice in these blackmail dossiers is that Fade uses her bounty hunting skills to gather information about her targets, while her radiant powers are used to determine from this information what their deepest fears are. These dossiers have information in them that threatens to unleash the nightmares within them, giving the power of this blackmail even more weight. As we dive into them, we'll see lore about each agent, but more specifically, lore that pertains to what scares them most. Starting off strong with the leader of the Valorant Protocol is Brimstone, whose real name is Liam Byrne. Hello Liam, you keep your people close, don't you? First the BFD Engine 8, then the Special Forces, you and your ragged ravens. You would have done anything for them, and yet despite all your best efforts, you watched Tariq Porter die. What did Sumaira say when you told her? Now, after all this time, has anything changed? Or are you leading Valorant to the slaughter? Do you really think you can save anyone? Before joining the protocol, Fade tells us that he was a firefighter in Baltimore, Maryland, and a military man in the Special Forces. He led a group called the Ragged Ravens, and it appears that this group was like family to him, with no man left behind. Except that wars are never that kind to grant all your desires, despite your best efforts. One of his squad mates, Tariq Porter, was killed and Brimstone was unable to save him. It may also be that some failure of Brim's led to his death. He had to watch Tariq die and then deliver the news to Sumaira, likely Tariq's wife or daughter. Fade taps into Brimstone's fear of not being able to save those close to him, or worse, being the one who caused their death. The weight of his position as the head of Valorant to keep the agents alive, as well as the fate of the world, is heavy on him. We can see this more clearly in some of his voice lines.
No one die on me. We're all going home.
Sova, you look after yourself. You already lost an eye for us. One's enough.
Next up is Viper, name Sabine Callis. The esteemed Dr. Callis, the youngest recipient of the R. Francis Prize, winner of the Denton Outstanding Innovation Award, and the first Chief Scientific Officer of Kingdom's Board of Advisors. And then, the incident. Everything changed after that, didn't it? You changed. You isolated yourself, shed all the pieces of your life in the name of vengeance. Have you ever stopped to think about what's left? Of the person that will remain when all your rage is spent? Viper is an American scientist who Fade notes is remarkable, having earned prestigious awards and became the first Chief Scientific Officer for Kingdom. Then Fade brings all that prestige crumbling down with the weight of her incident, which we now know is when Omen tried to attack and kill her. In self-defense, she was able to lock Omen in a radianite chamber that was being used for research. This caused Omen to be ripped apart across space-time and become the shadowy phantom without his past memories. This clearly took a huge toll on Viper, and she changed drastically. She became a shell of herself, angry and isolated. Fade taps into this fear of who Sabine truly is now. Until recently, Omen didn't know who he was before, but Viper did. And she carried that crushing fear around until it came to a head when Omen discovered who he was. Speaking of, we've got Omen's dossier. First Light was not kind to you, John. Or was it Fred? Everywhere I look, a new alias. Marcus, Johann, Dimitri, but no true name. Do you even know who you were? From what I found at Point Light, I suspect not. What sort of person has no name? Not an honest one. You are a monster now. Perhaps you were a monster before. If you succeed in finding your answer, I hope you don't regret it. To this day, we still don't know his real name, and neither does he. But he had a ton of different aliases. Before becoming Omen, he worked for the Scions of Hourglass. They were in the business of covering up all information about Radianite and destroying all Radiance. So when the first light happened and the world began to find out about Radianite, Viper began to research it. Omen was then sent to kill her to prevent her research from being done on it. We know how that story ended, with Omen being torn across space-time and becoming the shadowy phantom that we know and love. A completely different person from the blood-hungry man he was before. Until recently, Omen had no clue who he was before, and his desire to know was consuming him. Fade taps into this and points out Omen's fear that he may have been a monster before. And if he was, how would he handle finding out who he truly was? Sage is next. Real name, Ling Yingwei. Ling Yingwei, the balm of Shaanxi. All the good you've done, the costs endured. Yes, I found the monastery. Have you forgotten those lessons? Over and over they taught balance, action, reaction. Do you believe this does not apply to you? That a life saved does not mean a life taken? I don't know the answer. Do you? Or is the thought of it too much? That with every selfless act, your toll keeps climbing? Yes, ignorance is safer. Sage trained at a monastery in China before joining the VALORANT Protocol. There she studied balance and how an action in one direction causes a reaction. Therefore, as a healer of the VP and someone who can resurrect teammates when they die, Fade brings into question what the reactions are to her doing this. If she is giving life back to someone who has died, where did that life come from? Fade accuses Sage of ignoring the truth and consequences of her own actions in the name of providing for the team. Sage considers it her duty to hold up the team in solving their problems and ailments. As of right now, we don't know if Fade's accusations are true. We don't know if Sage's resurrection abilities that give life back are ultimately stealing life from another place. However, Omen also calls this into question with this voice line.
Sage, the life you give, do you ever wonder where it's taken from? A radiant healer is with them. I can feel her pull against the natural balance.
Following Sage, we've got Raze. Real name, Tayani Alves. Tayani Alves, Tata to friends, daughter of her beloved city. I have walked your streets, seen your art. Beautiful, if not lacking in discipline. But the abandoned kingdom plots remain, splashed with paint, a testament to your victories. That paint is fading. You've been away too long. Kingdom is a weed and it will return to choke the life from your home. What will become of Baya, I wonder, when you are indisposed? Raze hails from Salvador, Brazil, and is known for her graffiti art around town. She does not like Kingdom, and refers to them as an infestation. It seems like she graffitis old Kingdom plots in order to turn the bad back into a thing of culture. Fate picks up on this and brings into question what is going to happen to these places now that Raze is gone, and what will happen to them once she dies. It seems Raze's fear is that in joining the VP, she abandoned her initial mission to push back against Kingdom and bring her city's true colors back into view. Chamber the Frenchman comes after, with his real name being Vincent Fabron. When did your game start, Vincent? Saint-Étienne? Culverin? Kingdom defense was only a stepping stone. By then, you had your path. And what a path. Your ends elude me, but this is not an aimless ambition. Whatever your goal, you believe it is necessary. It is perhaps the one truth you hold sacred. But no matter your intent, right or wrong, there will be judgment. If it goes against you, if they call you villain, can you live with that forever? In the past, Chamber was in the French military. He was also a PMC marksman and then began working as chief of Kingdom's weapon design department. Right before joining Valorant, Chamber secretly destroyed the new Everett Lynn research facility, which is the map we know as Fracture. He believed the research they were working on was noble but ultimately could not be continued. We don't know what intel he had about what may have happened if this research occurred, but he destroyed the research facility on Fracture and caused lots of scientists and personnel to die. Fade sees what his fear is. Being accused of being a villain, even though Chamber believes he was doing the right thing, the necessary thing. But at the end of the day, can he truly live with people calling him the villain? Then we've got KillJoy, Clara Boringer, Distinguished Inventor nominee, Kingdom R&D lead at 18. Zara and Emil must have been so proud. Perhaps you were too successful. How many breakthroughs did you hand over without thought to the implications? How many innovations did you champion, only for others to twist, for a purpose you never dreamed? Good intentions count for little, ignorance even less. So I must ask, do you have any idea how bloody your hands truly are? Similar to Viper, KillJoy has earned awards and notable achievements, but she also harbors fears over what her inventions lead to. As we know, Kingdom isn't necessarily a goody two-shoes when it comes to their practices and research. Fate points out this obliviousness as KJ's fatal flaw and fear. What have they done with her research that she so willingly handed over? Even if Kingdom would technically be responsible for these crimes, their ability to do any of it stems from KillJoy's research. Fate also mentions Zara and Emil. The current theory is that these two names are the names of her parents. They are so proud of her achievements, but do they know the extent to which her research might be used? Call sign, Cypher. Name, Amir El Amari. Your safe houses are quite comfortable, Amir. The basement in Rabat. The Tangier apartment. Your lovely den in Marrakesh. Such hospitality. Already your mind is churning. You'll abandon these compromised locations. Start again. Hide deeper. Cease to exist. In your face. You've considered revealing it to those closest to you, but no, too risky. The mask stays on. Because what's another year without Nora seeing your eyes, or sharing a smile with your little one? Fade immediately puts the pressure on Cypher by telling him that she discovered his safe houses that were meant to be completely secret. She dives deeper into his fears by discussing his mask. Although we've seen Cypher without his hat, nobody has ever seen his face. Cypher fears too much what risks might be involved if others see his face. Before joining the VP, Amir was an information broker. His past was dark and mysterious. He had a wife named Nora, and together they had a child. Unfortunately, he lost them. Whether they died or he is just unable to see them due to other circumstances, we aren't sure. When Cypher gets resurrected by Sage in-game, he says, "For a moment, I saw them." Many people believe that while dead, he saw them in an afterlife type situation. Others think that when he was about to die, his life flashed before his eyes. Some refer to Cypher's family as a Schrödinger cat, which I think is very fitting, both alive and past at the same time. Regardless, Cypher takes great pains to keep himself hidden and anonymous, which is why Fade's threats are truly frightening to him. After Cypher, we've got Sova, real name Sasha Novikov from Russia. Sasha Novikov, the man who never missed a shot. Never is a strange word. Think of the weight it carries. It's a legacy you made before you took the name Sova, from when they called you Felin, brother of steel and string. But never is a lie. You've missed your shot before. It will happen again. Despite training, despite denial, your aim will falter when it matters most. And then you must ask yourself, what was your legacy even for? The little we know from Sova's past is that he seems to have had some experience with rifts in his homeland, similar to the ones Skies experienced. It's implied that he was in the military at some time, and it's likely that he lost his eye during then. Sova has always been known to never miss a shot, something he and everyone around him takes pride in. But Fade tells us he has missed a shot. We don't know much about the incident, but it appears that this miss has weighed heavily on Sova. The thought of missing again arouses fear in him. One cool lore tidbit we get is that Sova was called Felin. In Russian, Felin translates to eagle owl, which is a large owl found in Europe and Asia. On top of that, the name Sova is the Roman form of the Russian word Sova, which means owl. To top it all off, Sova's drone is made to look like an owl. That's pretty cool in my opinion. That's the first 9 dossiers we've got. I'll be diving into the second half of Fade's blackmail material in the next video, and I hope to see y'all there. Bye!